All right, guys, we are back with round three, Edison Format, Epic Cards and Games in Hurst, Texas. We got Julio on the left playing Gladiator Beasts versus myself on the right playing Blackwings. We're both X1, so this was a tournament with 4 rounds of Swiss, cut the top four. So losers eliminated, winner is still going to have to win the final round. It looks like I rolled a 7. What did Julio roll? Who's going first? Um, Yeah, Julio's still trying to get that first win on the channel. He's gone second place, I believe, 3 times. Twice with GBs and once with Value. So he starts off by setting one. And here comes Upstart. So now that I actually haven't played Blackwings in a long time, but I can kind of see the argument against Upstart. I think I'd still play Upstart, but I'm starting to see, yeah, a lot of times this deck just steals wins just by doing a ton of damage. So but at the same time, the deck really needs like Whirlwind. Like the games are just, it's like an auto win when Whirlwind resolves more than once. All right, so we both have 3 back rows, and it looks like I'm passing. Probably when this happens, usually the Blackwing player has like 1 or 2 Siroccos. I should have shuffled my hand. That was a mistake. So I just slammed down the Bora. Checking back rows. Okay, I remember to give him 1,000. So now I'm debating on attacking. I think if I probably don't have Icarus. Yeah, this tells me I don't have Icarus because if I had Icarus, I wouldn't be afraid to attack him. I would just, slam it down. So probably I have a Blizzard. I don't want my Bora to get deprisoned because now I know he doesn't have Bottomless. Because would he Bottomless the Bora? It's possible. Oh yeah, you can see the Blizzard right there. It's already on top of my hand. Oh, I have double Colute. So if my hand is Blizzard, double Colute. So here I normal summon Vayu. Colute is actually not that good against GBs because they just War Chariot it. So here he torrentials my Vayu, but it's just fine. I got Blizzard, Colute. But it did hurt. Also, I know he's playing GBs, which not all GB players play Torrential, but I think... See, I don't like Torrential and Blackwings either, but it's just... The card just comes in sometimes. It's like a hit or miss card. So here's the Blizzard. Now that I know Torrential's gone, I would just bring back Bora. And I decide to hit him for 13. Looks like Julio's going to take the 13, so we're at 77 to 8,000. Come on, where's my Icaruses, man? I know I play 3. And now Julio, what does he got? He's got like Book. He's got a bunch of spells and traps. Mirror Force. I think Respite. So we'll see. What can he do? What's the other monster in his hand? Darius. Okay, normal summons Darius. So 77 to 8,000. Now Julio attacks my Bora. And here comes D-Prison. And what will Julio do to this D-Prison? Trap Stun. I think I'm a Solemn. So I still have not cut Solemn out of my Blackwing deck. I know there's a trend going on where a lot of people are starting to cut Solemn Judgment out of their decks. And I can see the argument, but I feel like with Solemn, the card will win you games, but it'll also lose you some games. Like against decks like, definitely against Amaryllis. I almost always side out Solemn against Amaryllis, but against Blackwings, sometimes just paying half your life will lose you the game against Blackwings as well. Also depends on what deck you're playing. Like, let's say you're playing Blackwings and you go up against Vayu or a mirror match, and you use Solemn early. Sometimes they can just steal games from you by going Sirocco Pump. All right. So Blizzard hits him directly, and he has the Mirror Force. Oh, man. I'm getting cooked. I got Torrentialed. I mean, it looks like it was a +1, but in reality, he basically Mirror Forced a Blizzard. So now I'm at 4,000 to 77. I've got, what, 4 cards? And let's see what will Julio do. He's got Book of Moon, Respite, War Chariot. Okay, he flips his set heavy. And I let it go through. So my back rows are what? MST, and I couldn't see what else it was. So now here comes a GB. I was afraid he had Test Tiger. Like, if he had a Test Tiger, I was in trouble. Because then he could have Sekitored me and maybe summon Herc or something. So here he just goes Ready Ari. And now he has to decide, is he afraid of a Blizzard? So he gets rid of my Bora. Now he's got Respite, War Chariot, Book of Moon. Yeah, War Chariot, Book of Moon. And he sets 2. War Chariot, Book. Let's see how I deal with this War Chariot and Book of Moon. Normal Sirocco. So if he deals with my Sirocco, I mean, I know Torrential's gone now. I know Mirror Force is gone. Special Gale. So the only thing I'm afraid of, I'm assuming that he probably has like a War Chariot or a D Prison. I mean, 1 D Prison is gone, but the GBs sometimes tend to play 3. Like, that deck could play 3. I was watching who was talking about he didn't like bottomless in GBs. I think it was Joe Orlando. I was watching Joe Orlando. I think he did a podcast with Frazier, and he was talking about, because he ran GBs at the Ultimate Time Wizard in Austin, and he was talking about he didn't like bottomless. And what's funny is my friend Javi, who runs GBs on the channel, he's been running 1 bottomless forever. He thinks he doesn't like 2, which, good arguments. All right, so here, Special Bora, summon the Armed Wings, summon Stardust. So attack over Ready Ari. Remember, Book of Moon, War Chariot. So will he use them here? He lets it go, so he takes 500. So we're at 72, so I hit him for 23. And let's see if I attack him with Stardust. And I just pass. So now he's got, I think he drew another trap card. I think he finally drew the D Prison. But he's at 48, so he's going to have to either A, D Prison, the Arm Wing, or the Stardust. So Book, War Chariot. He's at 48 to my 32. No, 49. So attack with Bora. So Book, D Prison, and Chariot. So he's going to take 17 on damage. I collude him. He lets it go. Second collude. Third collude. So I triple collude him because he could have lived. If I only had 2 colludes, he would have been at 400. D-prison my Armed Wing and then book my Stardust. He would have had another turn, but I had all 3 colludes in my hand, and I think he was still losing. He would have to have like the perfect cards to come out back and fight that game. I guess he would book my Armed Wing. Yeah, he would book my Armed Wing and D-prison my Stardust. Because I'm going to go for game if he used. And then try to like attack with a GB, attack my set Armed Wing. All right. So game 2, Julio summons Darius, sets 1. So I always say in videos that you should only set 1 back row turn 1. GBs is the one deck that maybe you could get away with setting 2. Because you need to bluff Chariot and stuff. It's just different because of War Chariot. You know, there's always exceptions to every rule, and I feel like that's one deck that, yeah, you kind of have to just set 2. Because then your opponent has to worry about Chariot and a D-prison. So I don't blame GB players for just setting 2 first turn. I still don't think I would set 3, but if I were to ever play GBs, I would probably be like, you know what, I'm just going to set 2. I'm going to set 2, even if I don't have a Chariot. Just to bluff that I have a Chariot and like a bottomless or Chariot and a D-prison. Okay, so here I MST his Book of Moon. Attack with Shura over the Darius. And I must have hit him with Gale. Yeah, I did. Okay, so he takes 13. So now we're at 66 and 8,000. I leave the Gale up. So that means I probably have a Clute in my hand. I could have an Icarus attack. All right, so here he summons a Quest. Tries to attack my Gale. And damage. Yeah, so we obviously knew I had a Clute or something to stop an attack. So he takes 11 from that hit. So now he's at 55 to my 8,000. He's got D Prison, Smashing Ground. So Smashing Ground's my Shura. Sets the D Prison and passes. So now we're at 55 to 8,000. I saw Torrential game 1, so am I going to be afraid of Torrential here? Oh, Black Whirlwind! Yeah, that D Prison is not going to stop Black Whirlwind. So here comes Blizzard, Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. I'm only on one value. I actually threw the second one in there on DB. I think, I don't know, it's come up. But the issue is when you play two values, it's kind of like playing one Dupe Frog versus two Dupe Frogs. Like, if you play one Dupe Frog, you're almost never going to see it. Same thing if you play one value. But then if you do draw your one value, then you kind of miss the second one. So, I don't know. I got to keep testing. So here I poke him for 13 and 13. So he takes 26. So we're at 29 to 8,000. So I synchro for 6 and I keep the Gale up. So I can go Brio or Arn Wing. Okay, so the Arn Wing is going to turn on my value in hand. I don't think his back row's D Prison. He didn't use it at all. Or maybe he didn't want to D Prison my Arn Wing or Gale. I thought it was a D Prison, but it might have been a Chariot or something else. So yeah, Julio's got 3 monsters in hand. Laquari, Prisma, and a Ready Ari. So Laquari attacks over Gale, and then here comes Icarus attack, Tribute Gale, target Laquari. So it was a D Prison, but I think he didn't want to D Prison my Gale or my Blizzard. He'd rather D Prison, a big monster like Armed Wing. So yeah, this is game. Bora, that's game. Kalut, just Bora attack, and then Kalut plays around Gores. And that is game. So quick match. Julio just didn't draw that well. And this is also one of his worst matchups. The Blackwings are just bigger. 1,800 Shuras, 2,000 Sirokkos. It's a tough matchup. Like, he has to draw well. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll be back soon for the rest of the tournament. Bye, guys.